So what is faith? I think for most of us, faith is having the answers to everything we ask. I think that's the first thought in our mind. If we go to church, if we pray, we will get everything we want and need. But that's not how faith works. Faith is that belief that everything will be okay. Faith doesn't mean we have the answers. But by having faith, it means that no matter the situation we face in our life, everything will end up being okay. So as I give you a moment to think about what faith is and how faith works, let us put ourselves in that prayerful state. So, think about where you've been in your life and the situations you faced. After you think about that stuff, think about how faith impacted it, how God worked his way. Because at the end of the day, God's plan is greater than your plan. I'm going to take a look at a few situations in my life. A few years ago, I was working at a bagel store. Didn't work out. And about a week later, my cousin got me a job at a restaurant. Now, those people that I work with are my closest, my realest, and my truest friends. They are like my family. And I believe that the first human element, the first thought that comes to our mind is when we get rejected by a job, when we get rejected by a girl or a guy, or when a relationship or a friendship doesn't work out. The first thought that comes to our mind is that we're worthless, that we're not good enough, that we're just not made for life. But if we had a relationship with Christ and used the gift of faith that he gave us, it will make those situations, it will make those thoughts better. We won't have the self-doubt, the question of our worth, the question of our value. By having faith, it just means that everything will be okay. By having faith, it just means that God knows what's best for you. God knows what's right for you. God has a plan for everybody. God's plan is greater than what we want for ourselves. Because God knows what we truly need. If you get rejected from a job, maybe instead of thinking, you know what, we're not good enough. Maybe by having that faith in our hearts, in our lives, in our mindset, maybe the thought that will come into our mind is, God, I know you're doing what's right for me. Maybe that job ain't right for me. Maybe the people at that job isn't good for me. Maybe that environment isn't healthy for me. I think that's how faith works. And that's how important it is to have faith in our lives. That's how important it is. Because when you have faith, you know that everything will be okay. And that's the key word, the key sentence right there. Everything will be okay. It's not the end of the world if a relationship, a friendship, a job doesn't work out. And you want to know why? Because the one relationship that will always work for you is a relationship with Jesus Christ. And like I said, we may not have all the answers, but by having faith, all it means is that everything will be okay. Everything will be okay.